Hello. Just a quick update on what's been happening today on Gracie, the 65 two-door Morris Minor. Basically, I'll start from the front. This is just the boxing panel, the closing panel for the sill. I still have this to do, but the reason I put that piece in is so I can continue with the sills. So we have the boxing plate in. I've drilled and plug welded it along the top, and I've also seam welded it along the bottom here as far as I could go, because it runs off to go into the inner part of this sill, which clearly I've not put in yet. I've got the front one in, it's just tack welded at the moment. I've welded up the corners here, so that's the boxing plate in. The sill itself is set. I still have a little bit of work to do on here, but I've also got the quarter panel in. Again, I've just drilled and plug welded it on the end, and I've just tacked it for now across the top. This is the first time I've ever done face welding or any panels, so this I'm scared to death about. So what I've had to do, this panel actually comes joggled, which means obviously there's a step in and then there's a panel. It runs up underneath it, so hopefully if I can get those together. I'm slightly proud there, so I'm going to cut these welds back out and just push the top panel back in. You'll probably be able to see better there, so that's quite flush, so I didn't do too bad on the back, although the welds are atrocious. But then as I did the front bit, it's just slightly proud. But I'll cut these welds and I'll push it back in. But even though that's just plug welded and a couple of spot welds across there, the amount of strength it's put back into that panel is unbelievable. The bottom of it is not even welded yet, but you know, it has really put a lot of strength back into the shell there, which I'm quite pleased with. So what's going to happen at the rear then is, obviously this boxing panel, this quarter panel, comes complete with a mounting hole for the wing. Obviously I've cut all this out in readiness to fit my wing. I didn't realise that this panel came with the this quarter panel. I thought that was all part of the inner wing, so my panel on my wing has got this piece already on, so I either cut this one off and use my own, but it makes more sense to cut the one on the wing which is already off, cut it to there, weld it, and then I can start then putting the wing on. I must admit it's taken me quite a while to get to where I am, but to say I've never done it before. So somebody who was proficient in Morris Minors would probably have had this done in a day, but me, it's taken me quite a while. But you live and learn. But yeah, like I say, I can't believe how much strength has been put back into that panel just with that little piece. So that gives me a bit of confidence. You may be able to see the way it's running off down there, so that line there needs to be flush with the outer panel so I can weld it and fill it. You can just see that one is slightly proud on that end, but we'll get there. So yeah, the underneath, there's obviously a sill closing panel to go in here, which will close this area off here where you can see the ground. But before I get that in, I have to cut the end off the cross member, which is tomorrow's job. I can get that panel in, get it tacked in, and then sort the cross member out. But yeah, so I'm actually quite happy now that I've got that in. Yeah, there was an issue with with measurements. As I say, what I did was I measured 15 inches from there to this mark here, then dropped a plumb line and measured my sill. I had them both the same on either side, but for some reason my plate, my boxing plate, was out somewhat, so although it's flush there, the only way I could get round it was to sit it back down on there. I don't know why that is, but this sill panel is measured correctly in relation to the other side. So I've looked at the other side and there's actually 3 boxing panels on, so the measurement I've taken is from the highest point of that sill there. So I'm hoping it's going to be right. Well, it's got 2 choices. Yeah, so that's where we're up to. I'm quite happy I've got that panel on. So these welds want dressing up. Obviously that's going to be where your door shuts. But yeah, it seems to have fallen in line okay. I think so anyway. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it? Yeah, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with that little bit of progress. It's amazing how good it makes you feel, just that little bit. So yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna make a start on this wing, which is quite daunting for me, but yeah, we'll give it a go, see what happens. Alright then, take care, speak to you soon, bye.